Welcome back to Studio. Welcome back to Studio 27. I'm Stuttering Stanley. I'm sorry. Welcome back to Studio 27 on this Monday morning, and this is part of the soundtrack to my favorite episode, one of my favorite episodes of Airwolf. It's called Sweet Britches. Of course, that's about when the show started taking a nosedive, but they had a few good episodes after that. But this is one of my favorites, even if it was a bit of a cliche. Alright, it's time now for things you need to know on this Monday before the President of the United States stops by for his weekly radio address. So let's get to it.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
And now things you need to know on this 4th day of November 2013. And start off with, today is King Tut Day. I almost chose to play King Tut by Steve Martin as the song of the day, but opted for something else. And in news attack this morning, after 2 long years, Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore have at last finalized their divorce. You know, they're both so happy now to be able to move on with their lives and perhaps one day divorce other people. But 2 long years. Wow. You know, I think it should take 2 years to get married, because if you really love someone, you're willing to put up with it for 2 years. But 2 years to split up assets and so forth, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that kind of stuff. Listen to music when you exercise. Apparently, if you are about to hop onto a treadmill, throw in the earbuds and turn up your favorite tunes. Turns out that exercising while listening to music adds 19 minutes to the average workout. That's 58 minutes with music compared to 39 minutes without music. Of course, I don't know. There's only so much of the Spanish Butterfly that I could listen to. Brooklyn's single women are the pickiest in the nation. Well, I'm glad I'm here in the Midwest. Ladies, if you have a girlfriend who, despite plenty of dates and relationships, can't seem to stick with a man, you'll probably think she's too picky. But she's never going to be as picky as a group of women on the East Coast. According to a new survey, Brooklyn women are the pickiest in the country. The dating site AYI.com analyzed nearly 500,000 online dating interactions and found that nationwide, Brooklyn women were the least likely to respond to messages from prospective lovers. It's probably because they have a hard time understanding one another. I don't know. I mean, that's just a theory. Gravity sets a new record. Apparently, Gravity has moved past the $400 million mark worldwide. Through Sunday, the Sandra Bullock George Clooney film has grossed $219.2 million in North America and $207.5 million overseas. Ender's Game was the top movie at the box office this weekend. And I haven't seen Ender's Game yet. I'll probably wait till it comes out on video streaming or whatever. I don't know. The premise seems okay. I'm just kind of like, science fiction for the most part to me is dead. Star Trek's about the only thing I've really shown any interest in, and that's because that was my biggest love growing up in terms of sci-fi. Gravity was okay, but I think it's overrated. But that's just my opinion. But those are things you need to know on this Monday. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll have the latest in news headlines as well as the nationwide weather forecast. But first, it's time for President Obama's weekly radio address from this past Saturday.
Hi, everybody. On Thursday, I addressed a conference for business leaders from around the world. And my pitch was simple. Choose America. Invest in America. Create jobs in America. It speaks to my top priority as president: growing our economy, creating good jobs, strengthening security and opportunity for the middle class. Over the past 3.5 years, our businesses have created over 7.5 million new jobs. And this week, the Treasury confirmed that since I took office, we've cut our deficits by more than half. But we have more work to do. We need to grow and create more good jobs faster. That's my driving focus, and I'll go anywhere and do anything to make it happen. That has to be Washington's driving focus as well. But I know that what you often hear out of Washington can sound like Charlie Brown's teacher, a jumble of unfocused noise that's out of touch with the things you care about. So today, I want to cut through that noise and talk plainly about what we should do right now to keep growing this economy and creating new jobs. It begins by ending what has done more than anything else to undermine our economy over the past few years, and that's the constant cycle of manufactured crises and self-inflicted wounds. I was glad to hear the Republican leader in the Senate say this week that they won't pursue another government shutdown or threaten another default on our debt, because we shouldn't be injuring ourselves every few months. We should be investing in ourselves. And one way to do that is through the budget that Congress started working on this week. Now, budgets can be a boring topic, especially on the weekend, but they can also be revealing because they expose what our priorities are as a country for everybody to see. Think about it. We can keep wasteful corporate tax giveaways that working folks don't get, or we could close those loopholes and use that money to pay for things that actually create jobs. We could keep harmful cuts to education programs, or we could give more kids a head start, hire more teachers in math and science, and help more kids afford a college education. We can keep doling out corporate welfare to big oil companies, or we could keep investing in the renewable energy that creates jobs and lowers our carbon pollution. Priorities, choices, that's what this is about. And the stakes for the middle class couldn't be higher. If we don't pick the right priorities now, make the right choices now, we could hinder growth and opportunity for decades and leave our children with something less. That includes the obsession with cutting just for the sake of cutting. That hasn't helped our economy grow, it's held it back. Remember, our deficits are getting smaller, not bigger. On my watch, they're falling at the fastest pace in 60 years. So that gives us room to fix our long-term debt problems without sticking it to young people or undermining our bedrock retirement and health security programs or cutting basic research that helps us grow. Here's the bottom line. Congress should pass a budget that cuts things we don't need and closes wasteful tax loopholes that don't help create jobs so that we can free up resources for the things that actually do create jobs and growth. Building new roads, building new bridges and schools and airports, that creates jobs. Educating our kids and our workers for a global economy, that helps us grow. Investing in science and technology, research that keeps our businesses and our military on the cutting edge, that's vital for our economic future. So the question isn't between growth and fiscal responsibility. We need both. The question can't be how much more we can cut. It's got to be how many more jobs can we create? How many more kids can we educate? How much more shared prosperity can we generate? Because in America, our economy doesn't grow from the top down. It grows from the middle class out. And as long as I'm president, our national mission will remain building an America where everyone belongs and everyone who works hard has a chance to get ahead. Thanks, everybody, and have a great weekend.
That's crazy, right?
Come on, I'm so sick of this video.
What do you...
Who is Sasha Club, and why is she thinking about you?
Hey, come on, baby. That's just my colleague, you know? That's what that is.
Whatever.
You really gonna leave with my family here?
Dad says, sis says, hey, mom says, moi, and brother says, wow. Cousin says, money, nephew says, wham. And my grandfather smells gas. Aunt says, uncle is loud. Grandmother says, oh my hip. But there's one sound that y'all should know. What does my girl say? What does my girl say?
Who that bitch? Who that bitch? Who that bitch?
What does my girl say? Your skin is soft, you're beautiful, but that jealousy's from hell. You're in my phone and searching it, asking me who are these. Really, this chick looks like a horse. What does my girl say?
I got you, pal. Got you, pal. Got you, pal.
What does my girl say?
You done messed up now. You done messed up now. You done messed up now.
What my girl say?
He thinks he's so smart. He tried to lock his phone, but he forgot about the cloud. And his cloud is full of bugs. So full of bugs. What does my guy say?
I don't know. You mean her?
What does my guy say?
Please don't go. Please don't go. You pay for my phone.
I really don't need him.
Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. Stand by for news.
And in the news today, appeals court to hear BP's objection to oil spill settlement today. An appeals court will hear from BP officials today about a settlement over the company's massive oil spill in 2010. A settlement was reached 1 year ago between BP and residents and businesses from the Gulf Coast. A federal judge approved the settlement, but the decision was overturned. BP says the judge misinterpreted the original settlement, and the oil company says they could be forced to pay inflated claims. An appeals judge will hear from the oil company later today. As Election Day approaches tomorrow, Democrats are focusing their energy on winning the gubernatorial race between Democrat Terry McAuliffe and Republican Ken Cunaselli. As the state of Virginia grows increasingly blue, according to recent polls, Democrats are poised for a win in the state. And finally, Birmingham's airport reopens after a bomb threat. A written bomb threat found at Birmingham Shuttleworth International Airport yesterday afternoon shut down the facility for several hours. The airport called all clear just after 6 o'clock last night, Central Time. Police said a thorough sweep of the airport that included bomb-sniffing dogs found no explosive devices whatsoever. And that, my friends, is a brief look at news headlines. We'll have more news coming up for you in just a few minutes from the CBS World News Desk, following Today in History, plus celebrity birthdays, along with the Writer's Almanac and the Composer's Date Book in just a few minutes as well. Let's see. I don't believe I have the nationwide weather forecast for today. Oh, there it is. I thought I had it. All right, let's take a look at the nationwide weather forecast from the Weather Channel.
Well, here we are, heading on through our early week national forecast time. Thanks for checking in. I'm meteorologist Alex Wallace, and I tell you, we've got some great news here in the eastern half of the country. Quiet weather, no major issues. The exception, east coast of Florida, where we're going to be watching for some showers to drive on through, and in the waters. Yeah, we've got high surf advisories and rip current risks. That's going to be pretty high, so be mindful of that getting out into the waters. Middle of the country, we've got some showers, upper Midwest down into Texas, and increasing snow threat across the Intermountain West. Throughout the Rockies, we'll see that start to ramp up during the overnight hours into Tuesday and sneak out into the plains and upper Midwest. Could see significant snows, at least the first snows, I should say, in and around the Minneapolis area. So we'll watch out for that beginning Tuesday afternoon. Maybe there's a little bit more of a rain and snow mix, but then overnight as temperatures dip, looking for a stripe of snow to deal with there. Come Wednesday, still the middle of the country dealing with the wet weather, and there's that thin stripe of snow stretching from central sections